Saram all. Thank you, Brother Greg, for the introduction. And pranams at the lotus feet of dear beloved Sai. As Brother Greg has rightly reminded, the full name of Swami, Sri Satya Sai Baba, nothing but it stands for a true mother and father. Incidentally, the topic of today's discussion is also that I would like to share with you how I perceive Swami as a mother and as a father. Before delving more into that one, I would like to give a disclaimer here. I'm not an oceanographer, but I would like to quote an example from the oceans. When we go to ocean, at different parts of the ocean, some in the middle of the ocean, it's very, very deep, unfathomable depth. And on some places, some beaches, the depth is very, very less, probably, 3, 4 feet for long distances. And some places, depth is different. By looking at one location, you do not say that this is ocean, because ocean is different at different places, and no one can perfectly describe the ocean. It may take hundreds of years to describe different parts of the ocean. Similarly, I stayed with him, with my Swami, with my mother and father for a very short span of 2.5 years in his physical proximity. Though I started believing him as God for a long time before that, subsequently later also, physically seeing him for that 2.5 years, I cannot say that this is that such a Sai Baba. But what I can say is, this is what I understood. This is what my Sai Baba. This is what my father and mother. So with that disclaimer, let's move on to the topic. What is motherly love and fatherly love? Because if you look at every person, every individual has that particular component of motherliness and fatherliness. I'll give a small example so that you can understand and appreciate what I'm talking. Take an example of a gardener. And gardener, his basic objective is to feed and raise a particular plant or a group of plants in particular location. That is his objective. So the motherly love in that person comes as feeding the fertilizers. Okay, in this world we talk about organic fertilizers, whatever it is. He feels good for the plant to grow. He feeds that one. And as a mother, his objective is to feed enough so that it will grow faster. And the fatherly love in that comes here saying that, okay, he'll think in future. When this particular sapling is growing, it needs some support so that it will not fall off. And so he brings a small stick, ties it loosely to that one so that it will not fall off. At the same time, it will not hinder the growth of the plant. And similarly, he puts a fence on that one so that other animals come and do not eat that particular plant. So these are the different steps he takes it. In that process, the plant may be feeling a pinch at that particular moment. But if you look at it in the long term, it is for its own good. So when Sri Jiva asked me, Murali, can you talk about your experiences? I look back at my experiences. And you know what, actually the 2.5 years I stayed with Swami, and even today, the 30 years subsequently later, life is not a straight line for me. And I believe it's the case with so many people. There will be some ups and downs, ups and downs. And in Puttaparthi, the students, we call it as, form and out of form. You stay with Swami closely for some time, Swami will keep you at a distance for some time. And the churning happens during that process when Swami keeps you a little bit away from that. And I call that as the fatherly treatment. When you are physically close with him, that is motherly treatment. It's feeding, giving you opportunities, giving you so many things, and praising you in front of all the VIPs. So that is motherly treatment. Motherly treatment gets you softer. So it'll start you thinking as Swami, glued to Swami. And when you go astray, then the father comes in picture and say, okay, oh, this is not the right way to grow. So let me give you some small injection, some pinch. So that is fatherly treatment. I'll give you different examples which happened in my life and which I have seen in different people's lives. during my stay and subsequently later also. So this is exactly the way how Swami treats us. When in 1990 December, when I came out of Puttaparthi, graciously Swami has given me an interview, and he held my hand and said, "Wherever you go, I will not leave your hand. Even if you forget me, even if you leave me, I will not leave your hand." My dear brothers and sisters, throughout our lives, at least I have seen in my life, there are ups and downs. I used to think, why? If Swami is holding my hand, why I have this one? Why I have this kind of difficulty or sorrow, a perceived sorrowness? Then over a period of time, I started contemplating on this one, and I suddenly realized, okay, then this thought came. This is nothing but the same treatment Swami has given me when I was in Puttaparthi, when I was in out of form. Then I started thinking, what have I done when I was out of form? Why did Swami keep me away? So that time I thought, okay, so that time I started looking back, what are the mistakes I have done? How to correct that? What Swami likes in me? How to, if I find any wrongdoings in my part or wrong, even thinking also, then I try to get rid of that one. So that is the process. So I realized all through my life, even physically away from Swami, he is still holding my hand, and similarly all of our hands. And when you are going through a downtime, you think that Swami, the Father in Swami, is correcting you. A God who brings you that, he will bring you through that also. So it is up and down. So with this brief introduction, I would like to give some examples and some teachings of Swami. And let's jump on to some of the motherly love which Swami had shown. There is a small example from Sri B.V. Raman Rao. He is from Hyderabad, and he, for those days, for the festivals, he used to walk behind Swami and collect letters from Swami. And he would come for the festivals, and he was Sevadal in charge also for a long time. And in this particular example, what happened is Dasara festival came somewhere in late 80s. I don't know exactly when, but sometime. And Swami, during the morning, he went to a small village, nearby place, and there he spent 4 hours talking to the villagers, distributing food, distributing clothes, and mixing with them and talking to them. 4 hours physically, Swami was on that particular place, talking to them and making them, giving them joy for all the devotees there. Then around 1 o'clock, they retired. Swami came back, and while retiring into interview room, his room, Swami told Mr. Raman Rao, come back by 2:45 because 3 o'clock we have to go for darshan. And he said, yes, Swami. Then he went to his room, had his lunch, and while having his lunch, he thought, oh my God, I'm so tired. For the last 4 or 5 hours, I've been under the scorching sun. I'm very tired. If I am tired, how about Swami? I was only standing behind Swami, whereas Swami was literally talking to everyone. So Swami would have definitely got tired. He thought, let me go a little late so that Swami will take more rest. And thinking so, he went around 3 o'clock. Instead of going at 2:45, he went at 3 o'clock to Mandir. And the moment he went inside the interview room, Swami was sitting and waiting for him. The moment Swami looked at him and said, Dhanapota, why did you come so late? I've been waiting for you for the last 20 minutes. Then he was taken aback. He never expected that Swami was already ready and waiting for him. So he told Swami, I thought you would take some rest. That's the reason why I came late. I said, do you see all the devotees sitting outside? Who they are? They have not come for me. I have called them here. Every devotee who came to Puttaparthi, he or she came on my invitation. I called them. When I have so many people coming and sitting there, how do you think that I can sit inside comfortably? I cannot sit. Those have come for me, I have to go back. Dear brothers and sisters, this is the love of a mother. And similarly, You would have seen like those people who had gone to Puttaparthi or Vrindavan, particularly Puttaparthi, and at times there will be a group of students or a bunch of students pleading Swami, Swami, please talk to us, please talk to us. And that is because Swami stopped talking to boys, stop going to hostel. So he is keeping all the boys en masse at a distance. This is what actually I was saying, that going through the downtime. They are physically in Puttaparthi, but away from Swami, because Swami is not talking to them, not even looking at them. He directly comes out of the interview room, goes to the ladies' side, goes to the gents' side, and doesn't even come through the students. He'll come through the VIP portico and directly gets into the interview room. Thus, he completely avoids the boys, and we cry for it. And that is downtime. That is a fatherly treatment. Why I'm saying it's a fatherly treatment is that is the time actually he is forcing us to think what are the mistakes we have done. That is the time actually every student, because they have tasted the love of the mother, they will be thinking we need to get that love. So why we lost that one, how to get that back. So that is what they'll be going through. They'll be correcting themselves. And this is the same case. A goldsmith processes the gold. If the gold starts thinking that, oh, okay, I'm going through all these difficulties, this goldsmith is bad, then will that ever become a good ornament and adorn the neck of the god? Would it happen? It would not happen. So like that, Swami also gives us a treatment. He shows the motherly love. That is something like, leash on the dog. That is the one, the motherly love which binds us with Swami. Today, being physically away from Swami for 30 years, I still love him. When I think of him, actually, water comes out my eyes. That's because of that particular leash of love, which is holding me to Swami. He knows when to let loose that. He knows when to hold it back. So that is our side. And I'll tell you another beautiful love and reciprocation of love between Swami and students. This incident happened when Vrindavan hostel was being planned. It was not constructed. And at the time, like those people who have seen Tribe Vrindavan, next to Tribe Vrindavan, even before going to Sai Ram Shed or Sai Ramesh Hall, there was a small bhajan hall or prayer hall. So that the place where the student used to live those times. There was no hostel constructed. And one fine day, Swami came and announced, oh, okay, I know a lot of boys are feeling very, very difficult to adjust in this bhajan hall. There are no facilities in this one. So I want to construct a beautiful hostel, big building for you, so that all of you can sit comfortably, stay comfortably, study comfortably, being away from the noise of these bhajans and all this stuff. And the students did not understand what is this Swami is talking about all of a sudden. And Swami busy talking to different engineers about the construction activities. And then they came to know that Swami is getting a new hostel building constructed next to the institute, which is a little far away from Swami's Mandir, Trai Mandir. The moment students came to know about this, that they're going to be physically away from Swami all through the day, they were taken aback and said, okay, we don't want that kind of hostel which keeps us away from Swami. It's similar to the agony which Sita went through, being away from Rama for 10 months. These people start saying that, okay, we don't want that kind of hostel. We are very comfortable here because we are next to Swami. Any moment Swami comes out, we can see him first. So they prayed to Swami, cried, and did all the stuff. And Swami said, no. What I know, what I'm doing is good for you. Understand that. The father and Swami came. The Baba came in. The Sai took a back seat. We call Swami as 1,000 mothers love, but that 1,000 mothers will have one component of father in that one. So that father came back and said, okay, I know what I'm doing is good for you. If I get a hostel constructed next to your institute, you can focus more on studies. You will have less distraction. And the next day is the groundbreaking ceremony for the new hostel. This morning, in the morning bhajans, all the students took letters. They went to Swami. Swami, please do not think of constructing a new hostel. Then they said, okay, we don't even need a hostel. We want to stay here only. Swami continued the bhajans. Then at the end of the bhajans, Swami got up. Bhajans were going on. Swami got up and started collecting the letters. So there was a boy, young boy, very young boy. He was literally in tears, and he gave that letter to Swami. Swami stood right in front of him and read that letter. Then bhajan was over. Swami called the boy and said, okay, read this letter. And that boy was full of tears. He could not even open his mouth, because though he wants to open his mouth, eyes are opened and tears were rolling down. So Swami called the warden and said, okay, read the letter. You know what the boy has written? Swami, we would definitely have done something grave mistake. That is the reason why you are planning to put us away from you. We don't want to stay away from you. That is not the purpose of us coming here and studying with you. We want to be with you. But if you think we deserve a better place, why don't you construct the same building next to you? Don't throw us away. So when actually warden read that one, he also cried, because it was so sentimental. And not only that it's sentimental, everyone was feeling that. And this letter represented the feeling of all the students who were sitting there. And the mother immediately pushed the father. The Sai came and pushed Baba in the back seat and said, okay, hey, let's do this one. I'll get the hostel constructed next to the building. So today, Walter Kahn building, whatever you see today, that is the story behind that hostel building being constructed next to Sai Vrindavan. And why I'm saying this one is, there is a mother component and father component in everyone exists. It's not that only mothers are like this, fathers are like this. That particular feeling or component, softness and hardness, exists in everyone. At times it comes a different way. Brothers and sisters, what I want to emphasize here, trying to say that one is, when you go through down in your life, God is holding your hand as a father. He wants you to get stronger. He wants you to get tougher. So that moment, take that opportune moment and think back and say, why Swami is giving me this treatment? Why I see more of a father there than mother? And so how beautiful that concept is. The concept of Swami is holding your hand in every moment, but you feel that that particular moment you are suffering because it is a fatherly treatment. It is for your own good. Swami is bringing that particular situation for you. And mind you, the one who created the situation, he will get you through that situation also. He is the creator, sustainer, and destroyer. All three in one. So moving to next story, which happened to me, and I'll tell you, like, it's briefly I'll explain you. It was in 1990, my birthday. I was in Vrindavan, and I have spoken to Swami. I stayed almost a week there, and I have spoken to Swami that I want to go home, and he kept on postponing it. He didn't give me permission to go home, and I celebrated my birthday on that day. And evening, Swami spoke to me in the Trai along with all the students. And at the end of, before Swami going to the, getting inside Trai Vrindavan, he suddenly looked at me and said, Emi intik potannavu kada? You said you want to go home, right? When are you going? I said, Swami, you tell me. He said, go now. I'll just let you know that that is summer. And without reservation, traveling from Bangalore to, I go to Khammam, which is far out. It's very, very difficult to get a seat, a reservation in the train. And there Swami is saying that, okay, go now. And 6 o'clock or 6:30, he mentioned that go home. 9 o'clock is my train. From Kadugudi village, I have to go to railway station. So one of the senior lecturers, he accompanied me, said, okay, I'll drive you to the railway station. And I'll see to it that you'll be boarded onto a train. So both of us went to the railway station. He parked the car, and I was going to the ticket counter to buy a ticket. All of a sudden, there was some stranger accosted me and said, "I have a ticket to Khammam. Khammam is the place where I'm supposed to go. I have a ticket for Khammam. Where are you planning to go?" I said, "Okay, I want to go to Khammam only. Give me the ticket." He gave me the ticket. I looked into the ticket, looked into the age of the person, name of the person, and said, "Okay, age matches mine or not," something like that. I was looking into that one. Then I saw everything looked satisfactory. Then I opened my wallet to give him money. The moment I raised my head and saw he was not there, my lecturer came there. He said, "Come, let's go to buy the ticket." I said, "Sir, we don't have to buy the ticket." Swami sent the ticket. I took the ticket and went home. When I went home the next day morning, the previous night, actually, when Swami spoke to me, that time, my father got an electric shock and he fell unconscious for some time. That was the time Swami said, "Okay, go home." And nothing has happened to me. My father, he was unconscious for some time, then he got back and everything was okay. But why I want to mention this piece here is the motherly love of Swami was holding me there. Though I wanted to go home, it was saying that, "Okay, stay back, stay back, stay back." The father suddenly came to the forefront and said, "Okay, there is a need of you for your father. So step out and go there." So this is what our Swami, this is the way how he shows this love. And these are, okay, motherly treatment I'm talking about. I'll talk about fatherly love. There are some, I belong to third batch of MBA. And for the first two batches, Swami used to go to their classrooms and take classes on management, Indian ethos and values, great Indian leaders. There are so many different topics Swami used to cover. It's not a full-fledged discourse. It is a class where Swami asks questions. It's very interactive. So when it comes to third batch, our batch, the class or teaching shifted to interview room. And Swami would talk to us in the interview room and teach us. I'll go to those teachings some other time, but basically what I'm saying is here the father who is teaching the values, who is educating, imparting education to the ward comes in picture. And I'll give some subtle examples how Swami teaches to the devotees, students. They're very beautiful examples. I'll take a concept called ceiling and desires and talk about not wasting food, water, time, and this kind of stuff, energy, these kind of different examples I'll give you. One day in the interview room, boys were sitting, and one of the boys observed that Swami's right eye was red, is reddish in color. Then he pleaded, "Swami, your eye is red. Why it happened that way?" Swami said, "Nothing, everything is okay." And then after some time, the same boy, he could not, that actually it's burning him. So he again raised his voice and said, "Swami, your eye is very red." He said, "You students, you boys waste a lot of water. Swami doesn't waste water." And this boy did not understand what Swami is talking about. And he looked at Swami and said, "Swami, I'm talking about your eye, not about the water." Then Swami said, "Okay, when I wash my face, I don't keep the water running in the tap. I just wet my hands, close the tap, apply the soap, and again then turn the water, then clean the face with that water." But today, when I took some little longer time between washing the face after applying the soap. So during that time, soap went into my eyes. That way, eye became red. He did not stop there. So that is the incident. Now the teaching starts. He says, water is precious element. You should not waste water. And I have seen all the boys, they keep the tap open and keep it running. Then that way you are wasting so much of water, which is not good. You are wasting one of the main elements which sustain the life principles of a human being. Do not waste water. You know what, actually this teaching has percolated down the batches. Every student will pass on that message to next student whenever he sees that student is wasting the water. So this is one lesson about wasting water. I don't talk about all those things. I'll talk about one more incident about food. I mean, there are different examples. In Kodaikanal, actually, usually what happens is Swami takes a little portion of food, then he washes his hands. Then he'll be spending time walking around and feeding every student, teacher, VIP, saying that do this one, take that one, that food is good, something like that. He does all the stuff. And one of the lecturers noticed that at the end of eating food, Swami takes some water in the mouth, gargles it, and drinks it. Usually we don't swallow it. We spew it out. And he had seen that during his stay in Kodaikanal for 3-4 times and went to Swami and asked in one of the evening sessions, Swami, I have noticed this one. Why do you do that? Swami said, where you get the food from? I know you pay money and buy that one, but where the food comes from? A farmer spends so much of time, struggles to generate this food. Just because you bought it, you don't have right to waste it, because that food has come from one of the elements, which is earth. Do not waste even a small piece of the food. And that is the reason why, to give you an example, even that small, whatever is left over in the mouth, I swallow it so that I don't waste it. And the same strategy, this percolates down to batches together. Students, senior student tells junior students when it comes to Parthi. Like that, there are so many examples, how you have to not to waste money. Like Swami talks about the calculations, how much money is needed for a person to successfully lead a life as a student, as a household person, all those things. He has given numerous examples. For want of time, I don't want to mention all those things. I'll tell you another story. I love it so much. From the life story of, again, B.B. Raman Rao, who was also Sanatan Sadhi Telugu editor for a long time in the last stages of his life. One beautiful example is when he was a Sevadal coordinator, every festival he would visit Puttaparthi and walk behind Swami during darshan times. And as is the wont, like when he is leaving, Swami would call him, give him vibhuti, Pad Namaskar, and send him off. So that was a normal practice, and the Swami would do the same thing with a lot of VIPs and even the Sevadal members also. So he got used to that practice. One Dasara, at the end of Dasara, he wanted to stay for a certain period of time. At the end of that one, he wanted to go back home. His tickets are reserved. He told Swami 3-4 times before that, saying that I'm going on so and so date. And that day morning also, he reminded Swami, I'm going in the evening. Swami said, Manchidi, Manchidi. He didn't say, take Pad Namaskar. He didn't say, this is the Vibhuti. He didn't do all those things. He kept quiet. And Raman Rao uncle, he was feeling so sad, crying inside. He was thinking, what happened to this Swami? Why is he like this? Why is he not giving Vibhuti? Why is he not inquiring about my family in Hyderabad? Why is he not talking about my problems in Hyderabad? So nothing, no interviews, nothing. And evening, with great difficulty, he is trudging and walking slowly at the Ganesh gate. And he, like, his heart is saying that, okay, stay back here till Swami tells you to, gives you Pada Namaskar and all this stuff. But his work, his mind is saying that, okay, it's a time for you to go because you have better things to do in Hyderabad. You have a duty to perform at Hyderabad. Thinking so, he was gradually, with the drooping shoulders, walking slowly. Then a student came running to him and said, Sairam sir, Swami is calling you. There's so much of happiness and excitement and love, expectations, anticipations. He ran towards Mandir. And Swami was waiting for him. Emi Raman Rao, edustunave? He said, why are you crying? He said, actually, till then, he was okay. He was feeling bad, but he was okay. But the moment Swami said that, actually, he literally cried in front of Swami. He said, Swami, why have you neglected me? He said, have I neglected you? Why do you think like that? I'm talking about the fatherly treatment he gave him so far. And the mother in him actually pushed the father there, and he brought motherly. And that's the reason why he is consoling him. Okay, why are you crying? What happened? Then he said, Swami, when I said I'm going home, you didn't give me Pada Namaskar. You didn't give me Vibhuti. You didn't even tell me when I have to come back again. He said, why you do like that for me? What mistake I have done? And he cried and he mentioned all those things. And Swami smilingly said, I'll give a small example. If a stranger comes to your house, how you treat him. A guest comes to your house, how you treat him. You go receive him at the doorstep. You make sure that he's comfortably seated in the chair. You offer him water, coffee, tiffin, whatever it is, based on the amount of time he spends. He'll provide all the facilities. Make sure that he's comfortable. He's comfortably stayed in your place. And when he's leaving, you go all the way till the door and drop him off. Make sure that he is crossing your doorstep. Then you close the door. That's it. He is off from your mind. He is off from your house. But whereas, if your daughter is coming from their in-laws house to your house, what would you do? You go all the way to their house. You buy a ticket for your daughter, bring her in the bus, bring it to your home. Once you bring her to your home, you just leave it there. You don't even worry what's happening her, because it is her house. She will take care of herself in the house. Not only that, she'll take care of herself in the house, she'll take care of the rest of the people in the house when she comes to the house. When she is leaving, you don't even bother how she is doing inside the house. When she is leaving, you again buy the ticket. You buy the necessary requirements for that daughter and drop her safely. Make sure that she is comfortable in her in-laws place. Then you come back. Now tell me, you want to be a guest or you want to be a daughter? You want to be a guest or you want to be a daughter? Brothers and sisters, when I read this, when I talked to uncle actually on this one, I really felt, okay, Swami is with us all the moments. Every moment he is with us. But at times we think that we are going through so much of pain that Swami has neglected us. No, it is only for transforming others, transforming us to make us better. I think I'm running out of time. So let me give you a small example of typical father treatment meted to me by Swami. I was studying in my second year MBA. I was so fond of Swami because Swami kept on talking to me. Then I felt that I'm not able to get interviews in the evening because there are so many students. So I thought, why don't I go for Swami's darshan in the morning? Before going to the college, I said, okay, let me 7 o'clock. So I used to get up early in the morning, do Suprabhatam, and 7 o'clock, I present myself in morning darshan. The very first day I went there, Swami looked at me and said, why did you come here? And I said, Swami, I wanted to see Swami, that's why I came here. I said, ha, manchid, go and sit there. So I got the interview that day. Having seen the taste of interview on that day, I said, let me go for another morning darshan. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 1 week it went. And Swami every day called me for interviews. So by tasting the success of this morning darshans, I continued it. After some time, Swami called the warden and blasted him, saying that, okay, what? He didn't mention my name, but he said, some of the students are coming for morning darshan. What are you doing as a warden? Students are not supposed to come for morning darshan. The mother in Swami, the Sai, did not tell me that I should not come for darshan. But the father told warden, people are coming for morning darshan, control them. Without knowing what it is, he sat right in front of the hostel gate and make sure that no one goes out for morning darshan. So he used to inquire every student who is walking out of the door, saying that, where are you going? Why are you going so early? And seeing him sitting in the front, I went from the back door. It went for some more time. Then in the evening, in front of everyone, Swami blasted him. So warden sir called everyone for a meeting and they said, you are not supposed to go. But actually Swami is calling me every day for interview. So why should I not do that? And so the next day morning also I went for interview. I went for morning darshan and Swami called me duly for the interview. So this was going on. And after Swami publicly admonished the warden for not taking sincere efforts, I still went the next day morning, and Swami called me for interview. So there was no change in that schedule. But that same day evening, Swami thought, okay, so there's 1,000 mothers are too much for him. I have to show one real father. So evening, I was coming along with the boys for evening darshan. So Swami came very early on that day. So when we were walking in, Swami was giving darshan. He was right at the entrance. The moment he looked at me, he called me here. And I went running, thinking that Swami would call me for another interview. I went and knelt before him. Swami, with a very stern voice and stern look, with a finger showing like this, he said, "You don't have a discipline. If you do not have a discipline, Swami will take life. If you have discipline, Swami will give life. Why your hair is so long?" To be frank with you, actually, my hair was not that long at that moment. And I was literally shivering, I have never seen Swami. Till the morning, actually, Swami was jovial, loving, caring, and giving me different gifts and all the stuff. And evenings, totally different Swami. That is the real father. That's it. And I immediately went and got a haircut and came and sat in the front. Swami did not bother to look at me. But what the main effect of it, next day morning onwards, I stopped going for morning darshans. Brothers and sisters, why I'm saying is, Swami is 1,000 mothers love. He keeps on showering it. He doesn't want to hurt you. But if you keep on crossing the line of discipline in life, if you cross the line of his words, the Father comes out. And my sincere advice, or my sincere point here is, let's not see the Father in him. Correct ourselves. He is always with us. Whether you do good thing or bad thing, he is always with us. He cannot leave us. Swami has mentioned once to a group of students sitting in that one. Everyone comes to Puttaparthi. Everyone thinks of Swami. I have bondage with them for ages, for births together. They may forget their relationship with Swami, but Swami will never forget their relationship with Swami. Whether they look at Swami or not, the very first time they look at Swami, Swami hold their hand, and that hand will never be left. Brothers and sisters, my only point here is, we may face different difficulties. We may face different happy moments in our lives. But mind you, he is the one who is taking you all through those things. Seemingly difficult situation, seemingly happy situation. A pleasure is an interval between two pains. That's what Swami always says that. So do not get completely overjoyed by the moment of happiness he gives at us. It's only a token of appreciation from him. Like for a puppy, if you are training them, you give a treat. Similarly, Swami also gives you that momentary happiness because he is looking at better things from you. And Swami has mentioned to us, MBA boys, in the interview room, I have called you, I have set up this educational institutions. I have set up this organization, created so many opportunities for you to come and jump in, to do seva or bhajans or different Blavikas activities, because that is the way I can attract all of you. When you come here, I'll give you what you want, thinking, expecting that one day you would ask me what I came to give you. Brothers and sisters, think of him. He's always with us, either in motherly form or fatherly form. He's always with us. What we need to do is we need to minimize the fatherly moments and maximize the motherly moments. With this, I conclude. Sai Ram.